Trump met with the friends and family of Laken Riley, the 22-year-old Augusta University nursing student who was killed while jogging. And that has become this absolutely massive thing, particularly on the right, as a representation of what Trump calls migrant crime. He loves talking about it. And the only thing they love more than talking about, something like this in the racist abstract is having a case study. And so for once, the right is seemingly caring about the fact that there's a victim of crime. And so he met with them and it produced this image where, look, we need to acknowledge when we look at this photo that the people who have met with Donald Trump appear to, if we could put up the photo, they'd be able to see, appear to be happy. They like that Donald Trump has come and met with them, and that is their right. If you've lost a family member, if you've lost a friend, I'm not gonna super nitpick what you want politicians to do with that. And the family has seemingly embraced some, I think, objectively horrific political figures who I would argue are using this in an incredibly transparently cynical way. I don't think they care at all about Laken Riley. I think they just want a case study and they want it so they can win an election and demonize some brown people. I think that's what it's about. Maybe that's not lost on the family and friends, I don't know. And again, they can grieve in whatever way they want. But in the meantime, I'm gonna turn from the fact that they look happy in that photo to Donald Trump, because why is he smiling like that? He is holding a photo of a woman who died, and he is grinning like he is incapable of human emotion. So he's just doing the one that generally you do in a photo. And when you zoom in, you see it's a weird, strained thing. And I think, no. Well, let's zoom out to the medium for now, because remember, Donald Trump does not want to be around any regular people. He doesn't actually like associating with them. He's willing to do this because he thinks it'll help him on this issue. He has to balance out the fact that, and it's weird that this doesn't bother the family, but he's saying Laken Riley died, migrants are killers, that's why we need to shut down the border. But he single-handedly killed the border bill that would effectively do that. So that seems like a PR issue for him. You'd think if you were the family, you'd be bothered by that. But again, they can grieve in whatever way they want. But let's zoom in now. Thank you, Skip. Let's zoom in because he autographed it. And look, some people are saying that it looks like he misspelled her name, that he spelled it with two A's rather than an A and an E. And I can't say for sure. It does look like an A. And so if you think it's ironic that on a say her name poster when Joe Biden has said her name and he's talked about the issue and they wanted to pass a bill. So this is not the gotcha that you think it is. People are perfectly willing to talk about this and even willing to try to solve the problem. You just don't want them to for the next 9 months. You're the bad guy here. I don't even think you need to focus on the fact that he maybe misspelled the name. It's embarrassing, it's ridiculous, it's buffoonish. But is it any more buffoonish than autographing the photo in the first place? Is it any more buffoonish than posing with the photo, or the fact that after he signed it, he kept the Sharpie on it? Like what? Like take the Sharpie off. It's like about to cover her face. The whole thing is just so cynical. It is such just a photo shoot. Sharon, what do you think?
Well, the affect is bonkers. And you mentioned about 3 different things. The smile, holding the foot, I love you. I think he probably did misspell the name. He probably mispronounced it for sure, multiple times, if he even knew what the name was or what the occasion was that they got together, he and these people. I, like you, do not ever want to make even really a comment on how a family grieves, processes. They're entitled to feel whatever they feel, but make no mistake about it. Their daughter, their loved one is being used as a campaign issue, and he doesn't love her. He only loves himself, and it's pretty sick. It's just, how low will you go? Passing out a button to the president, Marjorie Taylor Greene with her 2020 MAGA hat on, Saturday. It's just gross.
Yeah, the whole thing is gross. Again, like, family can grieve however they want. But I'm not part of the family, so I can criticize the clear fact that Marjorie Greene doesn't care.
Nah.
Trump doesn't care. And maybe if you're the family, you don't care that they don't care. You believe that whatever it is that he'll do as president is more important than the fact that he's a sociopath who doesn't care about anyone other than himself. And sometimes maybe Ivanka. Maybe that doesn't bother you. I don't know. But we can also point out that beyond just how utterly weird in every way that is, they have now talked about this tragic murder of this young woman. What? 100 times more than like all of the kids slaughtered in Uvalde or Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. Like, isn't it weird that like some crimes merit literal nonstop 24/7, 4 weeks coverage, literally interrupting the State of the Union over it? And we will shut down the border to stop these brown murderers from coming in here, except that we won't. We'll stop the bill from being passed, but we'll pretend that we're gonna do that. But like when kids are being slaughtered in the dozens, like you have a ring of hundreds of cops around a school and the kids are being gunned down, nothing can change. We literally will not even stop the gun from being accessible. The gun that in the hands of one person kept hundreds of cops out because it's so uniquely threatening and deadly. Again, like you're pretending that you care about the life of people. Like you should care about her life. You should care about violent crime. And not just when you think that it fits into the political narrative that you want to stress in an election year. It's one of the most transparent things that I think I've seen in a presidential election. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
It's so cold-hearted. It's just so hurtful. They're loud and proud with it too. Look how those Uvalde families are still being treated. Somebody resigns all this time later. Okay, good riddance, chief. But look what you're doing. You're literally trying to keep an investigation from fully and transparently emerging. You really are trying. You've lost the most precious being in your life, and you want to stomp me. You want to stomp me and put your foot on my neck after that. Great people.
I apologize because we have other stuff. I just want to remind everyone, Marjorie Greene is, if you believe the branding, she's so aggrieved about this that she has to put on the MAGA hat and the red jacket and the pin and the shirt and go to the State of the Union and, how dare I say her name? This girl died, say her name. This is the same woman who traveled to DC as a private citizen to follow around and stalk the survivor of a mass shooting, to yell at him, spread conspiracy theories about it, because she was so annoyed at the fact that not like a politician using an issue, the person who was in the shooting is trying to get something done as a result of it. You shut up, you victim of a mass shooting. How dare you try to change a law? But no, she totally cares about people's lives. It's 100% transparent.